Hi, I am B. Janardhan Reddy. In this video, I am going to tell you the terminology related to spherical mirrors. So first, before going to study the terminology, let us see some original concave and convex mirrors here. In your daily life, you can see this is a concave mirror. FL means it is a focal length of 20 centimeters. You can see this is the concave mirror. Okay, this side is painted. All these are the only concave mirrors, and we can see the concave mirrors here also. It is used in as a shaving mirror, makeup mirror, and so many uses are there. We will discuss the uses of concave and convex mirrors later. Similarly, you can see some convex mirrors here. This is a convex mirror. Here in the center it is bulged out. It is curved outwards. So it is a convex mirror. And this is also a convex mirror. Here I am showing you some convex mirrors. Okay, so you might have seen this type of mirrors in shopping malls, on roads, etc. We can see these mirrors are mounted to a wall or ceiling at points where hallways cross each other or make a sharp turn, and these mirrors eliminate blind spots and provide people with a good overview of their surroundings. So we can learn these uses later. In this video, I am going to cover the terminology related to spherical mirrors. First, I list all the terminology used in spherical mirrors here. Later, let us study one by one. Terminology related to spherical mirrors. First one is the pole, center of curvature, principal axis, radius of curvature, focus or focal point, focal length, object distance, image distance, and magnification. This is the terminology that we use in spherical mirrors, and this terminology is applicable to both concave as well as convex mirrors. Okay, so let us study what is pole, what is center of curvature, what is the principal axis, what is the radius of curvature, etc. one by one clearly. The first one in the list is pole. Pole is denoted by the letter P. So what is the pole? Pole of a mirror is nothing but it is the geometrical center, or the midpoint of the mirror is called pole of the mirror. In case of concave mirror, I am showing where is its pole. So this is a concave mirror. and here is its center, that is a geometric center or midpoint of this mirror. So it is called as the pole. You can see here also it is also a concave mirror, and here is the pole. So the midpoint of the mirror, this is the mirror, here is the midpoint or geometrical center, is called as the pole of the mirror. Okay, we can use either this or this, both are same. And in symbolic representation, we know that the concave mirror is represented like this, and we can guess where its pole will be. So here the pole will be here. Okay, and let us locate the pole of convex mirror also. This one is the convex mirror. In the middle it is bulged out, so you can guess easily where its pole will be here, that is the midpoint. Okay, or so this is a convex mirror this side. Okay, so pole will be somewhere here, P is the pole, and in symbolic notation we can see here is the pole. So pole is nothing but midpoint of the mirror. It is denoted by a letter P. The next one is center of curvature. C. It is denoted by letter C. The center of the sphere to which the spherical mirror belongs to is called the center of curvature. That means we have taken the spherical surfaces from a sphere. That is, these spherical surfaces are the parts of a sphere. So the center of that sphere is called as the center of curvature of mirrors. See here, here is a halo sphere. Its center is here, C. So inside there are two spherical parts or mirrors, and you can see this is a concave mirror and this is a convex mirror. That means these mirrors, that is spherical surfaces, are parts of the sphere, halo sphere. So the center of this sphere is nothing but center of curvature of both mirrors. If we take these parts out, we can see clearly this is the halo sphere, and you can see this point is the center of the sphere. That center of the sphere itself is the center for center of curvature of the two mirrors. Yes, and this one is the concave mirror, and we can easily identify that its center is this only. So the center of the sphere to which this belongs to is called center of curvature of this mirror. Similarly, let us take it out. Okay, so this is a convex mirror. So it is a concave mirror and it is a convex mirror. So both mirrors have the same center here. So here is the center of both mirrors. That is, this center is called as the center of curvature. So the center of the sphere to which the spherical mirror belongs to is called as the center of curvature. If you complete this part like this, if you imagine that by completing this as a whole sphere, its center will be located here. Similarly, this one also. Okay, so this is called as the center of curvature. And the third one is principal axis. Let us see what is the principal axis. Principal axis for concave mirror. I will show you for both concave and convex mirrors. I will show you the principal axis separately. So the horizontal line passing through the center of curvature and pole is called principal axis. An imaginary line drawn through P and C. The line passing through P is nothing but the pole of the mirror and C is the center of curvature. The line passing through P and C is called the principal axis. See here, this is a concave mirror. I am showing you the principal axis of this concave mirror. Okay, so it is the pole represented by P, and we know that this is the center of curvature of this concave mirror. It is represented by C. So a line passing through C and P like this. The horizontal line passing through center of curvature and pole is called principal axis. So this is the principal axis in case of concave mirror. Here also you can see this is also concave mirror. Okay, same line again I am showing here. So this is called as the principal axis. So you can see the principal axis here also. By using the symbol also I can show you. Symbol for concave mirror, pole P and C the center of curvature. This is the principal axis for concave mirror. And now here is the principal axis for convex mirror. The same definition is there. The horizontal line passing through the center of curvature and the pole of the mirror is called the principal axis. See here, this is a convex mirror. This side is the reflecting surface. Here is the pole P and here is the center of curvature C. This is the line passing through C and P and called as the principal axis. You can see here also, this one is also a convex mirror P. Here is C, center of curvature, principal axis. In the symbolic form also you can see the principal axis for convex mirror P. Here is C. This is the principal axis. Let us see the radius of curvature in case of convex mirror. The same definition is there here also. The distance between P, that is pole, and the center of curvature C is called the radius of curvature, and this is the sphere from which the convex mirror has been taken. Okay. And the radius of this sphere is nothing but the radius of curvature of the convex mirror, because this mirror is the part of this sphere only. So here is the convex mirror pole, and here is the center of curvature, and this one is the, you know that it is the principal axis, and the distance between P and C is called radius of curvature, and it is represented by the letter R. And in the symbolic notation also you can see here P, C, principal axis, and the radius of curvature R. The fifth point is focal point. Focal point or focus in case of concave mirror I am showing you. Here, in order to locate the focal point, we have to take a parallel beam of light. See here. Here is the definition. The rays coming parallel to the principal axis of the concave mirror converge to a point on the principal axis after reflection. This point of convergence is called focal point. Let us see here. This is a concave mirror, and this one is the principal axis, P is the pole, and C is the center of curvature, C. Okay. Suppose some rays are traveling parallel to the principal axis and fall on the reflecting surface, that is on the concave mirror. After reflection, all the reflected rays will cut the principal axis at a single point. All the reflected rays will pass through a single point on the principal axis. That is, all the reflected rays will intersect at one point on the principal axis. That point is called as the focus or focal point. This mirror is called as the converging mirror. Why? Because the reflected rays will converge to a single point. Let us see. Some parallel rays are coming like this. These are the parallel rays and falling on the mirror. They will suffer reflection here. After reflection, all the rays will pass through a single point on the principal axis. See here. These are the reflected rays. The initial ones are the incident rays, and the reflected rays will converge to a single point, to a point on the principal axis, and this point of convergence on the principal axis is called focus or focal point in case of concave mirror. So you should remember this concave mirror sometimes it sometimes it is referred as converging mirror. Why? Because it will converge all the reflected rays to a point. That's why it is called as the converging mirror also. Okay, so here F is the focus or focal point. Here the same I am showing by using the concave mirror symbol. This is the concave mirror. C, P pole, C is the center of curvature, and this one is the principal axis, and here are the incident rays which are traveling parallel to the principal axis, and after reflection they will pass through a single point on the principal axis. They will intersect here. So this point of intersection or convergence is called the focal. Now focal point for convex mirror. The rays coming parallel to the principal axis of the convex mirror appear to diverge from a point on the principal axis after reflection. This point of divergence is called the focal point for convex mirror. See here, in case of convex mirror, the parallel rays are no longer reflected through a common point. Instead, they diverge as shown. See here, this is the convex mirror and P is its pole, and here the center of curvature, and this is the principal axis. Okay, suppose some parallel rays are traveling like this and falling on the convex mirror. Okay, after suffering reflection at the mirror, they will get deviated and they appear to diverge from a point. This ray will get reflected like this, this ray will get reflected like this. If you extend these reflected rays forward, they never meet. So if you intercept some of these reflected rays, suppose if you see these rays from this point, you perceive that light as originating from a point source from the other side of the mirror, that is behind the mirror. These reflected rays appear to be coming from a point on the other side of the mirror. Okay, so if you draw the extensions backwards, all these extensions will meet at one point on the principal axis. That point is called as the focal point or focus in case of convex mirror. Okay, so this ray appear to be coming from this point and this ray appear to be coming from the same point. Like this, all the reflected rays appear to be coming from one point behind the convex mirror on the principal axis, and this point is called as the focus or focal point F. So the reflected rays are not intersecting themselves. That's why the focal point in this case is called virtual focal point. It doesn't exist really, it is a virtual focal point. And in case of concave mirror, the focal point of the concave mirror is real focal point, and this one is the virtual focal point. Okay. However, the focal point lies in both cases between P and C. Here the same I am showing by using the convex mirror symbol. This is the convex mirror, P, C, principal axis. These are the incident rays, parallel incident rays falling on the mirror. After reflection, they appear to be coming from a point here. If you draw the extensions of these reflected rays, they do meet behind the mirror here. So all these rays are appear to be coming from here, appearing to be coming from this point. So this point is called as the focal point or focus in case of convex mirror. Focal length of concave mirror. Focal length. What is focal length? In both cases the same definition is there. The distance between P and capital F. That is the distance between the pole and the focal point or focus is called focal length. See here, this is the concave lens. P pole, C is the center of curvature, here is the focal point F. So this is the principal axis, and the distance between P and F, the distance between pole and the focal point is called as the focal length. It is denoted by the letter small f. The same here I am showing by using the symbol P, C and F is there in between, and this is the principal axis. So from here to here it is called as the focal length F. Okay. Next, focal length in case of convex mirror, same definition applies here also. The distance between the pole and the focal point is called the focal length. This one is the convex mirror, and P is the pole, C is the center of curvature, and here is the F, focal point or focus, and this one is the principal axis, and from here to here P to F is called focal length small f. By using the symbol here I am drawing P, C, F, principal axis, and this distance from P to F is called focal length F. Next one is object distance. It is represented by U. The distance between pole and object is called object distance. In case of concave mirror, you can see the object distance here. P is the pole, C is the center of curvature, and F is the focal point. And here is the principal axis. You can place the object anywhere in front of the mirror. Suppose if I place the object here, I am placing a candle here. Okay, so this is called as the object. Where its image will be formed, we will study later, we will learn later that one. So we have to measure all the distances from the pole only. So here the distance between P, that is pole, and the object is called object distance, and it is represented by U, small u. Okay, by using the symbol I am showing the same again, because in ray diagrams I will use this symbol only. So from P to this point, that is object, this is the object, the distance is u. And object distance in case of convex mirror, see here the distance between pole and object is called object distance, and this one is a convex mirror. P pole, C center of curvature, F is the focal point, and we have to place the object this side, not this side, because this one is the reflecting surface. So here I am placing a candle. Now if you measure the distance from P to this object, it gives the object distance. Okay, P, C, F, principal axis, and here is the object. So from here to here distance is called object distance. It is represented by small u. And the next one is image distance. The distance between the pole and the image is called image distance, and it is represented by small v. And here is the concave mirror, P, C, F. Okay, and this one is the principal axis, and here I am placing an object beyond C, and the mirror will form its image somewhere here. OB is the object, and here the image has been formed. Okay, so IG is called as the image, and from P to I, that is from pole to image, is called as the image distance. Okay, so it is represented by V. The same here I am showing P, C, F, principal axis. Let us place the candle here, and its image will be formed here. Okay, so this is called as the image distance. So here OB is called object, IG is called as the image. So object distance is represented by U, and the image distance is represented by V. And image distance in case of convex mirror, let us see here. image distance V, the distance between pole and image is called image distance. It is same as above. Let us see here, this is the convex mirror and here is the pole P, C is the center of curvature and F is the focal point or focus, and this line is the principal axis. We have known this. Now we have to place the object this side in front of the convex mirror, and the convex mirror always forms its image behind it, that is on the other side of the image will be formed here. Between P and F, image is formed here. Wherever you place the object, its image always will be formed by the convex mirror on the other side. So this side, okay. See here, this is the object, OB is the object, and image is formed behind the mirror, this side, okay. So not only that, it always forms the image between F and P, between focal point and the pole only, okay. So IG is the image. So here from P to I is called as the image distance. And in the terminology of a spherical mirror, the last one is magnification. What is magnification? Let us see. Magnification, it is represented by small m. So the ratio of the height of the image to the height of object is called the magnification. So here the formula is there, magnification equal to height of image by height of object. So here Hi by Ho, magnification m equal to minus image distance divided by object distance. So here this equal to minus V by U. We will derive this formula later, and one mirror formula is also there. The relation between focal length, object distance, image distance, that is U, V and F, one relationship is there. 1 by F equal to 1 by V plus 1 by U. That relationship is called as that formula is called as the mirror formula, and we have to derive that formula later. After that we can derive this also later. All these things we can see later. In the next coming video, I am going to tell you the behavior of certain rays in case of both concave and convex mirrors. Thank you.